Hello! Welcome to Master Arthur YouTube channel! In this video, we're talking about one of the most influential communications tool and even part of our daily lives. That is social media. So what is the meaning of social media? Social media are computer-mediated tools that allow people or companies to create, share, or exchange information, career interests, ideas, and pictures or videos in virtual communities and networks. Also, social media is defined as a group of internet-based applications that build up on ideological and technological foundations of Web 2.0 and that allows the creation and exchange of user-generated content. Furthermore, social media depend on mobile and web-based technologies to create highly interactive platforms through which individuals and communities share, co-create, discuss, and modify user-generated content. They introduce substantial and pervasive changes to communication between businesses, organizations, communities, and individuals. There are many effects that stem from internet usage. According to Nielsen, internet users continue to spend more time with social media sites than any other type of site. According to statistics published by Marta Jane Sanchez on December 11, 2020, as of the third quarter of 2019, Facebook and YouTube were the most popular social media platforms in the Philippines. Within the same period, Filipinos spent nearly 4 hours online on social media. In 2020, Facebook users' population was over 800 million in Asia. In the Philippines alone, there were almost 74 million Facebook users as of 2019. Furthermore, it held nearly 93% of the country's social media market share as of 2020. Filipinos rely on social media application as a primary source of news and platform for product placement, which only shows that Facebook dominated the Philippines in terms of social media. And as to the popularity of YouTube, in the Philippines, YouTube has become increasingly popular because of its accessibility to content creators and the ability to reach wide audiences. As of 2019, the ABS-CBN Entertainment's YouTube channel, a well-known entertainment news program, was the most popular YouTube channel with approximately 30.8 billion uploaded video views. How about how much time do Filipinos spend on social media in 2019 to 2020? Filipinos spent the most time on social media networks in 2019 according to the latest Global Web Index or GWI released by the World Economic Forum or WEF. The data showed that Filipinos spend as much as 4 hours and 1 minute on average on social media networks daily. With the advent of modern technologies and globalization, communities now are being surrounded by mobile devices and many interactive social networking sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Indeed, social media is a very powerful communication tool, but it has its positive and negative effects. Do you think that people should use social media in exercising their freedom of speech? Let's hear what Mr. Arthur and friends has to say on this. We know for a fact that social media is now part and even an extension of our lives. It has become a vital communications tool through which individuals can exercise their right of freedom and expression and exchange information and ideas. So yes, I think anybody, regardless of your status in life, can exercise their freedom of speech in social media.
Social media has become our way of reaching out to people around us and of reconnecting to the world. People have been using this platform as an extraordinary space for democratic expression. And I believe we all have the right to express ourselves, given that we are ready to take responsibility of our words and actions.
Yes, definitely. Freedom of speech comes with great responsibility, and using social media is one of the best avenues of expressing oneself. It is the easiest and has its wider scope compared to other forms of communication.
And also, what should be the limits of freedom of speech in social media? The limitations in exercising our freedom of speech in social media is when we misuse it and abuse it, like encroaching the rights of other people, and worse, we saw posts or commentaries meant to embarrass competence and intelligence, gender, or just plain rumor mongering. Social media was created in a good purpose, and we should only use it in a positive manner as well. So we should only use it to make an impact and create a difference.
As we exercise our freedom to hold our opinions, we should also be reminded of our restrictions and limitations. We can exercise our right to speak as long as we don't step on anyone's toes. As long as we don't upset, we don't offend, or we don't intend to hurt or destroy anyone else.
As I mentioned a while back, freedom of speech in social media equates great responsibility, and it must have its limitation, especially if the information being expressed through social media intentionally maligned, hurt, and disrespect others just to show superiority among others and mislead others on valid information.
And lastly, should we hold people accountable for misuse or abuse of social media in exercising their freedom of speech? Why or why not? Yes, any person should be accountable and responsible for his or her actions for misuse and abuse of social media in exercising their freedom of speech, so that negativity will not grow and foster. And strong and strict regulation is really needed, like Anti-Cyberbullying Act of 2013 or Republic Act 10627. This is to regulate social and cyberbullying of all forms in all social media platforms, and most especially to protect the vulnerable ones.
Yes, the user should take the accountability of the misuse and overuse of social media, especially if they fall outside the categories of speech such as defamation, obscenity, and threats of violence. We should all be reminded that anything done in excess is a poison.
Think before you click must be the main rule of every individual in using social media in expressing their freedom of speech. Every post must be accountable to every individual who is using it, because this avenue of communication is subject to miscommunication, either intentionally or not. That is why posters should analyze whether their post will build bridges or not among family, friends, and colleagues before posting it. And above all, social media is an avenue of communication in order to live in a harmonious life and be stress-free.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe now for more videos and updates.